perished in the storm, it would seem.
So much for their goddess's promises.
Disrupting the execution of justice. This prisoner has been tried, sentenced, and convicted in the Grand Courts of Hiberheim. Extremist scum, his disdain for the king's rule caused 2 gruesome deaths, called by the fiend the price of protest. Arroka determined that Earth elementals within Hiberheim deserve the same rights as we of the Ice. He demanded that prison sentences given to those of the green and ground ought to be equally linked to those given to ice elementals. Preposterous. Because the king would not acquiesce to the madman's insane demands, the fiend retaliated. He broke into the prison and set free 3 high-security inmates, Earth Elementals all in protest. One of those prisoners went on to murder an innocent god of ice. The other was savagely ripped to pebbles by a mob that yearned of his whereabouts. Tell me, oh pompous bloodbag, does such a sower of death and discord deserve freedom?
Prison is hardly the place for a relentless pursuant of justice.
Indeed. This King Boreas seems to have used the law to silence a campaign for equal rights in his land, the lout.
Fancy that! An eternal sentence overturned by an ape. We'll snap your arms like twigs before we'll see that slime set free.
Precision stance!
trees, earth, ground. The smell of the wintry pines and soil. A whiff of fresh air after years of nothing but the glassy aroma of ice warming me in. I thank you kindly for freeing me, stranger. Tell me, are you a proponent of the Earth Equality movement? I am a liberator and an equalizer in this tyrannical prison plane. One of the few willing to stand, rock solid, against King Boreas' many miscarriages of justice. The tyrant, Master Warden of this prison dimension of Fairy, exerted his power over we Earth elementals with an iron fist. For an equal crime, an icy thief or assailant would receive half the sentence of a mossy one. I protested. When it became clear that my demands fell on deaf ears, I took the law into my own hands and freed 3 of my kind from Boreas' prison chambers. For my crimes, I was encased in ice. Silenced then, but silent no more. Hiberheim, the eternal tundra, prison for the unwanted of the realm of Fairy. Here alone among the elemental planes, however, does Earth find prejudice at the hands of ice. Here alone do the elements rumble in unrest. Now, more than ever in Hiberheim, does this elemental unrest roil. This blizzard is most irregular, even among this eternal winter. And I feel within myself a tearing, a breaking of the normal sense of the Earth within me. Has Boreas slipped even further? Has his mind become somehow more corrupt? Huh. That hoary pig proclaims to hold the scales of justice over all of Fairy, but he's rigged the damn thing in favor of his own kind. The other monarchs of the Fairy realm, true leaders, elementals all, are loath to interfere with their mad brother and his ice prison. They ship him their criminals, and he deals with them according to his own mercurial laws. I don't know the name, but if she's an important prisoner, she'll have been taken to Boreas prison. It wasn't that long ago that I myself determined to break into that tyrant's house of prejudice. It was no simple feat, but worth every careful maneuver. And you expect me to help you, I suppose. Just because I risk life and limb for my people, doesn't mean I'll do the same for yours. There's a tunnel connecting the prison to the world outside. Its entrance is located at the mouth of the Great Golem's head. There are more than a few around here, but there's a trick to locating this one in particular. Look out for the one with a tree sticking out of its right eye. Of that, unfortunately, I know nothing. If you make it inside and face the arch-oppressor Boreas himself, do give him a solid stomp, courtesy of we of the Earth. I'll soon fly to my homeland, away from this frigid wasteland once and for all. Tell me, is there anything else you'd like to know before I go? Ask, I'll soon if that's so, then I must depart. I won't waste another moment languishing in an icy cage. Good luck, and farewell, friend.
freezing here. Sweet relief.
Well, comrade, you certainly threw your weight around against those yappy hail nuggets. Talking snow. I've never heard of a more ridiculous magic trick. Well now, suppose you lot have caught me with my proverbial britches on the floor. I never was one to know what to make of strange kinds of folks. Until now, it served me well to assume they were all some kind of source trick and act accordingly. But the times are changing, aren't they, comrade? Old Medora's gotta expand her worldview to include every manner of ridiculous talking ice cream sundae and such like.
Just a heads up, but I found myself on the receiving side of a spot of friendly fire during that last encounter.
By the gods, I'm ever so sorry. It won't happen again. Cross my heart and hope to die.
Don't worry about it. Happens to the best of us. But once we find an inn, you're buying, buddy.
Into the fray, once you...
I'm warm as fresh apple pie.
I could do with a cold drink.
Wrath of the Magi!
Back on my feet again.
Feel my legs. I'm freezing here. Energy! I need it. I need it.
Oh dear. It's the...
I have passed on, as you must pass on too. Be not dismayed, though, for there are many forms of passing. Yours, how wonderful it could be. It is in the nature of the wolf to attack the deer. This I cannot grudge my carnivorous neighbors. But the beasts here have grown more savage, the elements more vicious. Something is awry. Hiberheim was once a mighty and ordered kingdom, but the elements are in disarray. Ice has overcome all, and the spirits of the realm of fairy are in turmoil. What it means, I cannot say. Farewell, guardians.
A sorry thing it is to witness such a creature's passing. There was divinity about it.
50 pounds of venison.
You've an awfully brazen way of sauntering up to a beast who'd snap your jaw off your skull for a little more than a kind look from yours truly. Tell me, stranger, are you always such a foolhardy boob? Bravery born of ignorance is hardly better than cowardice, as far as me and my little pet here are concerned. To you than I expected, isn't there? Well, there's no need for bloodshed just yet. Half the integrity of battle is heeding your opponent's call, after all. Oh, terribly sorry. I lost the last copy of my tell-all autobiography in the blizzard. I guess you'll have to wait for a reprint. One of my finer moments of genius, I believe. I hardly surprise myself by being the only one among us with the wit and daring to find a method to tame the shambling oaks. Innovation has always been my forte, after all, and I couldn't abide the big dumb brutes tearing through our camps unabated. I certainly don't see myself handing over such a prized secret to a wandering stranger, though, especially one I could so easily destroy. I've been looking for. A stout heart like that could, I suppose, benefit from a leg up on these behemoths. I fashioned myself a wand of sorts, you see, using tenebrium ore and a common branch. A single use reduces each shambling oak in a certain radius to timber. After a demonstration upon this particular beast's kin, I had an instant pet for life. The damn wands are fragile as frost dough and only survive a single use. In the event I'm compelled to use the one I've got, I'll have to craft another to stave off the shambling hordes. Not to mention tenebrium's a key ingredient, so if I'm not careful, I could wake up half dead of rot. What does it look like, stranger? Official immaculate business, that is to say, none of yours. And we'll be heading back to camp. See you there, if you can find your way through the blizzard.
They say there's no way in or out of Boreas's prison, but I know the East Wind personally, and she said she's blown straight through a hidden tunnel leading directly in.
Can't we ask Silvio for directions? I bet he knows this place like his own stomach.
He'll hear you.
It's naught but a bit of bark. I bet it doesn't even have ears.
I'm freezing here!
And Imaculates, and rid us of that scum!
The Seven smile upon me.
Your death is at hand.
Is the great pile of kindling turning on us?
A taste of the gathering storm.
No glory in this death.
I've got my eyes on the prize.
My, what's this then? To what do we owe the visitation of such an interesting intruder? Speak up, love, for your charms won't save you from a swift and brutal demise if we deem you a threat. Let's not stain this pristine snow with a tangle of innards, if we can help it. Walk among us, stranger, but watch that temper of yours. I wouldn't, in fact. Hiberheim it is called, or at least that is the name it is given to it by its ruler, King Boreas. I tell you, I've seen enough snow to last me a lifetime. My hands are numb, my feet are numb, my lips are blue, and I'll spare you further details about the rest of my anatomy. Would that a stronger sun could break Boreas' wintry spell. He's naught but a mad tyrant, most would say, high on the power he has been given. This damned storm testifies to that, but in fact he's not more than a means to an end. We Immaculates made a deal with him, you see. We get his star stone. He gets dominion over this land. That's right, mon cher. But what incentive have I to open up to a so recently arrived stranger as yourself? You may be tantalizingly intriguing, but still, I'm left wanting more. How can I say no with those shining eyes beseeching me so very fetchingly? Come, love, let's have ourselves a little chat, you and I. What would you like to know? We Immaculates were sent here to render the wicked white rich unto the king of this winter country, Boreas. From his cells no one escapes, and a good thing that is too. For it is said the witch is a danger to our beloved conduit, she who speaks for the goddess. While we were here, we also slaughtered a host of imps to create a great bloodstone for our mistress. A daring few escaped, and we Immaculates set out to capture them. As we ventured into the wilds, however, the elements seemed to have come unhinged. This blizzard began to rage and hasn't ceased for a moment since. And to compound the disaster, elemental soldiers themselves have gone on the attack. To what end, we can only guess. Many of us have fallen, and now we are stuck here amid the storm, daring not to venture from our campfires into the tundra. They are builders, slaves. They came from another plane where demons hold sway, but somehow they escaped from fiery dungeons to become prison builders for a king of ice and frost. I suppose the dopey little buggers couldn't have known that they'd be sacrificed for the greater good, but I don't suppose a chicken knows it'll be dinner either. Your guess is as good as ours. They seem to have lost whatever minds they ever had since the blizzard hit. There seems to be a great imbalance within the elements. Better get out of here before it reaches critical mass. The Blessed One is there still, in the elemental forge to the north, awaiting the deliverance of the last of her imp sacrifices. Enjoy the search, wanderer. She's King Boreas' charge now, and none has ever escaped from his winter prison. It is exactly what it says. A forge so powerful, one can tame the elements inside its flames. The imps used it to create their impish devices. Now the Immaculates are using it to forge a staff. But I probably shouldn't say more. I'm afraid I don't know of a way, nor do I want to. If anyone would know, though, I'd bet it's an imp. You had better find a live one before we do. We don't ask questions. We kill. Through the front door, of course. It's locked and bolted, though, for only a select few among us have the privilege of meeting with him directly. I have not, but the conduit and her personal guard have.